Flood and erosion control. Coastal areas are constantly at risk from natural processes like flooding and erosion. To protect these areas, different methods are used, generally categorized into hard engineering and soft engineering approaches. Each has its advantages and disadvantages, and the choice of method often depends on the specific needs of the area being protected. Hard engineering involves the construction of physical structures to protect the coast from the sea. These methods are often very effective in the short term, but can be expensive and have significant environmental impacts. Groins are long, narrow structures built perpendicular to the coast, usually made of wood, concrete, or rock. They trap sand that is being moved along the coast by longshore drift, helping to build up the beach and reduce erosion. While groins are effective at building up beaches, they can starve other areas of sediment, leading to increased erosion further down the coast. Seawalls are large, solid barriers made of concrete, stone, or steel, built along the coastline to reflect wave energy back into the sea. They protect the coast by preventing waves from eroding the land behind them. Seawalls are highly effective at protecting areas directly behind them, but they are expensive to build and maintain. They can also lead to increased erosion at the base of the wall and on adjacent stretches of coast. Revetments are sloping structures made of wood, concrete, or rocks placed on the coast. They absorb and dissipate wave energy, reducing the impact of waves on the coast. Revetments are cheaper than seawalls but are less durable and can be visually unattractive. They can also interrupt natural coastal processes. Gabions are wire cages filled with rocks, placed along the coast or at the base of cliffs. They stabilize the coastline by absorbing wave energy and preventing erosion. Gabions are relatively inexpensive and flexible in use, but they can be unsightly and require regular maintenance as the wire can rust over time. Armor blocks, also known as riprap, are large boulders or concrete blocks placed along the coast. They protect the shoreline by breaking up and absorbing the energy of incoming waves. Riprap is effective and long-lasting, but can be expensive to transport and place. It can also disrupt the natural appearance of the coastline. Soft engineering is a more sustainable approach that works with natural processes to manage flood and erosion risks. These methods are generally less intrusive and have fewer environmental impacts than hard engineering. Beach nourishment involves adding sand or shingle to a beach to make it wider or higher. A wider beach can absorb more wave energy, reducing erosion and protecting the coast behind it. Beach nourishment is relatively low impact and can improve the appearance of the beach, but it requires regular maintenance as the added material can be quickly eroded away. Planting vegetation, such as grasses and shrubs, along the shoreline. The roots of these plants help to bind the soil, reducing erosion and stabilizing the coastline. Vegetation is a natural and low-cost method of erosion control, but it can take time to establish and may not be sufficient in areas with very high wave energy. Dunes are natural barriers made of sand, often found along coastlines. Dune stabilization involves planting vegetation or using structures like fences to keep dunes in place. Dunes act as buffers, absorbing wave energy and protecting the land behind them from flooding and erosion. Stabilizing dunes is a low-cost, sustainable method, but it can be less effective in areas with strong wave action or where human activity disrupts the dunes. Managed retreat involves allowing certain areas of the coast to flood or erode naturally, often relocating infrastructure and communities further inland. This approach reduces the need for expensive defenses and allows natural processes to continue, creating new habitats like salt marshes. Managed retreat is cost-effective and environmentally friendly, but can be socially challenging, as it involves the relocation of people and property. Setbacks involve setting construction and development further back from the coast, away from areas at high risk of erosion and flooding. By avoiding development in vulnerable areas, setbacks reduce the need for hard defenses and allow the natural coastline to change without putting people or property at risk. Setbacks are a proactive and sustainable solution, but they require careful planning and may face resistance from developers and property owners. Choosing the right approach often involves balancing the immediate needs of people living on the coast with the long-term health of the environment. making flood and erosion control a complex but crucial aspect of coastal management.